Keep your blanket off to the side. You can sit on it if you want. We'll definitely use it during Shavasana, just for some extra comfort if you want today. Let's get settled in a comfortable seat. So whatever that looks like for you. You can also straddle a block, or you can roll your blanket into a bolster or like a cylinder and place it between your legs. And that way your knees, the back of your knees are comfortable and don't feel too much compression. Or you can even sit on 2 blocks, which I often will do, especially if the tops of the ankles get sore. But whatever seated position works for you today, we'll go ahead and just first get centered. So as we get centered, we might look around the room and orient to the space. We might feel the temperature of the air against our skin. We might notice any aromas in our vicinity. And then we can start to feel the weight of the body just settling right where it is. Just really feeling your body in space, right where it is in the room or the outdoor space that you're in. Becoming as present as possible. And you might let your eyes close to receive this writing by David White and the brief commentary by Janet Stone of Janet Stone Yoga. This poem is called Enough. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to life we have refused again and again until now. Until now. And Janet says, we are not on pause. All of this is the life we are waiting to live. It's happening now. Don't refuse it. Embrace it. We're going to bring some balance to our nervous systems by practicing alternate nostril breath or Nadi Shodhana. Many of you know how to do this, and I will walk you through. Any of you who need a reminder or haven't done it before, I'll walk you through and we'll do it together. So bring your peace fingers, your index finger and middle finger of your, let's say your right hand, to your forehead, to this, like between your eyebrows. And then your thumb and your ring finger will alternate, closing off one nostril and then the other. So with your left hand either relaxed palm on your lap, or you can take a mudra and bring your index finger and your thumb together on the left hand. You can do that if you'd like. We're going to go ahead and inhale, take a deep breath, and through both sides, nostrils, and let it out. And then close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through your left nostril. And then close the left nostril and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close the right and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Close the left, exhale through the right. Inhale right. Close right, exhale left. Inhale left. Close left, exhale right. Continue with this on your own in your own pace. If your nose is congested, you can just belly breathe through both sides as best as you can. Take another full round and end with an exhale through the left nostril. You can let your eyes remain closed and rest your hands on your lap or even on your heart and belly, whatever feels like it's what you need today. Today we're going to work with a mantra, a very simple statement as a seed for our subconscious and our conscious mind and heart and soul. And the mantra is, I am healing, I am whole. And even if there are parts of us physically or emotionally or spiritually that feel broken or fragmented, this mantra reminds us that we are still whole, that we're still enough, that we are made B'Tselem Elohim, in the image of God, in the image of the universe. We are literally made up of stardust. We are a divine spark of divinity. We are embodied divinity. And just as a flower or any plant is always reaching toward the sun, always reaching toward light and nourishment, our organisms, our body, mind, and spirit, our soul is always reaching toward wholeness, toward healing. That's our very nature. So we can be both. We can be healing and we can be whole. And it's enough. So inhaling, you can say this out loud or you can say it silently to yourself. Practice inhaling, I am healing. Exhaling, I am whole. I am healing. I am whole. There might be a place on your body that needs healing. You can direct that mantra to that place, or it might be in your heart that needs healing. Take a minute or two to practice this mantra in whatever way makes sense for you, in whatever way feels right for you. I am healing. I am whole. We will continue to embody this mantra, to weave it throughout our asana practice, our poses in our practice today. So from your seated position, we'll do some seated cat-cow. So if you're on a block, that's still fine, or blanket. You can even stay on your knees if you are on your knees, or if your legs are crossed, that works as well. So we'll bring the hands to the thighs and just round the back, really dropping the shoulders and bringing the chin toward the chest and just really spreading those shoulder blades apart as you tuck your tailbone underneath you too. So you feel like your spine is in a C shape, exhaling your air. And then as you inhale, bring those shoulder blades together, start to gaze up, open the heart. Those hands will probably slide back on your thighs. Big breath into the heart, exhale, rounding, pulling the navel in. Notice the rib cage and the back and any places that feel a little constricted. Invite the breath into those places. As you round, I am healing. As you open the heart, I am whole. Go ahead and come to a neutral spine. And keeping the belly engaged, we'll start to do some circles with the upper body, just like we have a wooden spoon just stirring a big pot of soup. Now lower body is the pot and the upper body is the spoon. And just get around all the edges of the pot. Change directions, notice what's going on in the lower body. Good, come back to center. We'll take some deep breaths and bring in some rotation now. So inhale, reach those arms up. As you exhale, twist to your right and bring the hands down. Inhale, come back to center, arms come up. Exhale, twist to the other side. So on your own timing, connected to the breath. So let the breath create your pace. This is our time to return to the body, to drop out of the head for a little while and drop into the heart. Let's do one more set. As you come back through center, let your hands come together to the heart in prayer. And we will come to our backs now. I'd like you to have your strap handy and your massage ball. So we'll do some leg stretches. We haven't done the strap stretches in a while. So let's come onto the back and bring the strap around the bottom of the right foot and just shimmy those shoulders and get your back flat on the floor. And keep the shoulders tucked down away from the ears and your elbows on the floor so that your chest stays open. And just feel into that hamstring in the back of the leg. And just intuitively just move the strap, move the leg in very small motions in the small shapes and just feel any areas of tension. Any amount, anything you do is enough. If you're guided to pause in any one place and take some extra breaths, then I encourage you to do that. You'll want to try to keep your foot flexed with your heel reaching toward the sky and your quadricep or thigh engaged so that the front of the leg is active so that the back of the leg can release. If you feel like you want to bring the leg or the leg across your body into a little bit of a hip opener, outer hip opener, you can do that. You might want to straighten the left leg if you do that. Nice and slow, there's no rush here. In different forms of healing work, they say the slower you go, the quicker you get there. So embrace the slow pace. If you do bring your leg out to the side, make sure you pull your belly in to protect your lower back. Full deep breaths. Bring your leg back up through center and then release the strap and just stretch your legs out for just a moment and let the blood flow come back to that right leg. Notice if it feels a little different than the left leg. And then when you're ready, go ahead and change to the left foot with that strap. Just reestablishing that upper body, making sure there's no unnecessary tension in your arms as you hold the straps. I like to wrap them around my hands so that I'm not gripping too much. And again, just listening to this side of the body. Maybe it's probably different. Moving slower than you maybe normally would. Keeping the foot flexed. I am healing. I am whole. Notice your jaw. Could it release a little bit? Could the muscles of your face relax? Let's take one more deep breath here. On your exhale, return to center. And then gently release this side from the strap and just stretch out once again, letting the blood flow come back to your legs. Shake out the legs, bring the toes in and out, kind of jostle the legs. And then hug your knees into your chest. Just give yourself a squeeze and maybe a rock from side to side. So we're going to massage the chest a little bit from this position just to prepare for some heart opening. So you can bring your feet to the floor. And I like to walk my feet out to the edges of the mat and knock my knees in toward each other, but whatever feels good for you. You'll take your massage ball in your right hand and bring your left arm out to the side in a little T shape. And you can just start to work the chest anywhere that feels right for you. It's really nice to start in the sternum or the breastbone, the center of the chest, because we have a lot of neuro-lymphatic points there that help support the immune system. So you can work those areas. They might be kind of tender, and then whatever feels right, you can work your way out to where the arm begins. You can move your arm up if you want. You can even move the arm off the floor like we do when we're standing. You could, whatever works for you, but just opening up the left pectoral region. For anyone who wears a bra, you might even work under where the bra line would be, like where an underwire might be. You can work that area. That as well for men. There's a lot of lymphatic points there. You can work up toward the armpit. This is a really nice way to move lymph. Good. And then just change sides when you're ready. Nice full breaths in. You might even purse your lips and extend the exhale. So that helps to bring the nervous system into a state of balance if you've been a little wired lately or under stress. You can help calm the nervous system. Take another minute here, working any areas that have yet to be worked. Good. Now you can place the ball off to the side and take your hands to your shoulders and just make some big circles with your shoulders. Just bring those elbows toward each other and then bring them up toward your face and then open them out. Just some nice circles. You can go both directions if you'd like. Good. And now we're going to roll to the side and just come onto the belly. And so we're coming to the belly to wake up our adrenal glands and our kidneys, the chi, the flow of energy in our body. So we'll come into a Sphinx pose here. So your legs are together. The bottom of the half of the body is really firm. And you're going to want to engage your belly. So you're going to, it's like you're pulling up on your belly button, like pulling up that core, like you don't want it to touch the floor, even though it will. And then the elbows are under the shoulders and the fingers are flat, palms are on the floor. And it's almost as if you're pressing into the floor and trying to pull yourself forward, although you won't go anywhere, creating some length in the front of the body and massaging the adrenal glands. So our adrenals are, when we're under stress for long periods of time, can get really depleted. And this helps to help our adrenals to produce the right amount of cortisol to handle stress. Keep squeezing the legs together. And then start to lower yourself down and drag your hands back. So your palms now are close to the bottom part of your rib cage. Your forehead is on the floor. Squeeze the legs together, tops of the feet are on the floor, and pull your navel in again. Slide your shoulders down your back, and just lift the chest and head off the floor. So we're not looking up, we're keeping the neck long. Breathe, and then as you exhale, come down. On your own, I'd like you to do maybe 3 or 4 more of these. Inhaling, coming up, you can test your back here by lifting your palms off the floor, lowering down. Any amount is enough. If you do 2 and you feel like that's enough for you today, then that's enough. On your last one, go ahead and stack your hands and rest your head on them and just bend your knees and release your back. So waving the legs side to side or crisscrossing. I like to crisscross the ankles because that's a nice brain balancing, hip nourishing movement. Okay, we're gonna now want to be really careful with the back here. So we'll bring the hands back to where they were for Cobra and pull your belly in and see if you can press yourself up, nice and slow, and come into a child's pose. Breathing in, I am healing. Breathe out, I am whole. You're both the seed and the tree, right? You have everything in you as the seed to become the tree. And then go ahead and rock up onto hands and knees. If you need to do a couple of cat-cow releases or tail wags, go ahead and do that. We'll thread the needle from here. So I'd like you to bring your left hand a little bit more to the center of your mat and lift your right arm up. So opening through the heart and chest, belly's engaged. And then on an exhale, go ahead and scoop the right arm under the left and bring the side of your head to the floor. Reach your left arm out in front of you and take 3 breaths here. Think of inflating the lungs as balloons, just stretching from the inside, opening up the rib cage. Pull your belly in, slide your left hand back, come back to a flat tabletop, and now bring the right hand to more of the center of the mat and reach your left arm up, open that heart, reach, reach, reach. Breathe in, exhale, scoop the arm under, bring your left side of your head to the floor. So focusing on that inhale to stretch the ribs, and on the exhale to just release any stagnant air sitting at the bottom of your lungs. Just let it all out. Good. And then come on back to tabletop. And we are going to come to standing. And we'll do some energy medicine. Some of our old faithfuls here. So from standing, let's go ahead and do some twists. We're going to take soft fists and thump the chest and the lower back. Lift your foot as you twist so that your knee doesn't have any unnecessary strain. Good. Come to stillness here. We're going to bring the hands together, rub the hands, and bring them to the back, right above the hip bones and in that kidney area, and just massage and do a little bounce. And if that bothers your arms or shoulders, you can just flip your hands around so that your knuckles are massaging your lower back, up and down, or even your thumb knuckles. I like to do that. And you can bounce on your toes, or you can keep your feet flat and just do a gentle bounce. Good, and shake it out. We'll do our 3 thumps now for our immune system. So bring those fingertips under your collarbones, drop them down, and start to thump with your fingertips. Nice big breaths in and out. Waking up these acupressure points to support your health. And now center of the chest. We're going to take a deep breath in and let out our nice long ah. Ah. Good. Feel that vibration. Good. And now knock on the ribs. Knock and tap. This area can be a little bit sensitive sometimes. Good, shake it out. So I have my legs wider than hip width, and maybe I'll even go a little wider. We're gonna come into breath of joy. So our arm movements are up, out, up, and then down with a little bend in the knees so that the lower back doesn't take a lot of strain with bending over. So a little bend in the knees and pushing the arms through. So the arms movement, that's the arms movement. And then the breathing is just inhale, 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 exhale. So sniff, sniff, sniff. Ha, here we go. Ha. 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 Last one. Good. Come to standing, feet under the hips. Good. Notice how you feel. What's awake, what's alive, what's maybe shifting for you. And then we're going to move into foot massage. We'll just spend a little bit of time just getting into any spots that are sore in the feet. So you can start with whatever foot you want. Keep your breath flowing. Okay, switch to the other foot. Okay, place your ball off to the side. We're going to flow through some standing postures. They'll be more dynamic, movement oriented rather than holding them for long periods of time. So we're going to bring the right foot forward, come into a crescent lunge. So right foot is forward, you're on the toes of your back foot. So we massage the feet to kind of open up the feet to help with balance. Make sure that you feel stable. So if you feel like you're on a tightrope, just heel toe that front foot out to the side a bit more. Both knees are bent. Good. So we're going to take a power lunge. So with your hands on your hips, I just want you to hinge forward and then come back up. So the movement is coming from the hip hinge. So do that a couple of times with your belly pulled, and we really want to protect the lower back here. The next time you hinge forward, I want you to reach your arms out in front of you. And that front knee is bent. So you're going to feel a lot of work in the front leg, but you're stabilized by your back leg. Reaching forward, inhaling, exhaling. And then open up to cactus arms, heart open, gaze up or in front of you, whatever works. Whatever you're doing is enough. Reach forward. I am healing. Open up. I am whole. I like to exhale as I reach forward. I am healing. Inhale. I am whole. One more. I am healing. Exhale, reach. Keep the belly in. Come on up. I am whole. Drop the shoulders away from the ears. Open up your palms and your heart. Good. Now, just pivot on your feet so that you're long ways on your mat and your toes are like 10 and 2 if you're standing on a clock. Bend your knees, coming into goddess squat, hands at your heart. So we're going to go from this goddess power squat. I am healing, and then straighten the arms and open the straighten the legs, open the arms, and gaze up. I am whole. Back to goddess. I am healing. I am whole. You can take that squat as deep as you want or as shallow as you'd like. Take care of your body. I am healing. I am whole. Come back to your goddess. Then we're going to turn the feet so that now our left foot is the lead foot and come into our crescent lunge. The bottom of the body is a crescent lunge shape. Find your stability. Engage your core. Hands on the hips. Once you're stable, take a breath in. And then exhale, hinge forward, reach out in front of you. Reach out in front of you. Use the leg strength to support you. I am healing. And then come on up. I am whole. I am healing. I am whole. Let's do one more. I am healing. I am whole. Good. Bring your hands to your heart or your hips. Pivot those feet to face forward again. Just at a little to the outside toward the corners of your mat. Bend those knees, hands to the heart. Feel your feet on the floor, rooting down into the support there, connecting you to something bigger. I am healing. And then open up. I am whole. Gaze up, open those arms, receive. I am healing. I am whole. Bring your hands to your heart again. So we'll turn the feet now. So our right foot is the lead foot again. We'll bend the right knee. And then pivot your back leg in just a little bit. So we're in a warrior 2 lower body stance. So the front heel is intersecting the back arch. Bend the front knee as much as you'd like. Any amount is enough. Listen to your body. And then we'll come into our reverse warrior or our exalted warrior. So place your back hand on your back thigh. Lift your front hand up, reach, keep the belly engaged. I am healing. And then come into warrior 2. Gazing over that right arm. Find your strength. Find the truth. I am whole. Reverse your warrior. I am healing. And I am whole. Find your warrior energy, your strength. Let's do one more. I am healing. And I am whole. Bring your hands to your heart. Take your time shifting your lower body around so that your left leg is the front leg. Adjust your feet for stability. Bend your knee. Come into your reverse warrior on this side. I am healing. Reach up, receive. Receive all of the energy around you that comes from divine energy, people, animals, nature. And then exhale, come into the truth. I am whole. Inhale, I am healing. Exhale, I am whole. Last one. Good. Bring your hands to your heart. Walk your feet together. Take a breath in, reach up. And as you exhale, let yourself fall forward, either toward the floor or blocks to support your back. And let everything go, release. Pull the navel in and start to slide your hands or walk your hands up to the tops of your thighs with a flat back. And then bring your hands to your hips and rise up. Good. We'll take one more standing pose. So you can step your right foot forward again. In your warrior 2 setup. And this time, if it's available to you, to bring your hands behind your back and clasp your hands and open up the heart. Drop the shoulders down away from the ears, reach your hands down toward the ground and look up, gaze up. This is stargazer. Stargazer pose. So really just, if you're indoors, just imagine you're looking right through the ceiling into the heavens, into the stars, into the very thing of which you're made. You can straighten the front leg if you'd like and lean back, take a little bit more of a back bend, but that's not necessary. It's just an option. Bend the knee if you had it straight. Good. And then turn your feet to take this stargazer pose on the other side. If your shoulders feel pretty tight, you can always just reach your hands back behind you. You don't have to clasp your hands. Any amount of heart opening is enough. Stargazing, looking up. If you're outside, just feeling the sun on your face, the wind on your face. You are enough. Good. You can straighten the leg if you'd like to, or keep it bent. And then bend the knee if you were straight, and go ahead and turn the feet to face forward again and just step them together. Do some shoulder circles. Inhale, reach your arms up. Beautiful. Exhale, bring your hands through midline and start to bend over, just taking one last forward fold. Relax your head, your jaw. So we're going to come from here into some hip openers from a seated position. I know some of you like Pigeon Pose, so this is your opportunity to take Pigeon if you prefer that. For the rest of us, I will demonstrate for you. This is where your blanket might come in handy to have it if you have a tight lower back or tight hamstrings, tight hips, which most of us do. You'll want to have your blanket a bit higher setting, and you can sit on the edge of it, the front edge of it. So there's a couple of options here. Some of you are going to laugh and be like, are you kidding me? And then some of you be like, yeah, great. So you know what? It's all good. Wherever you're at, it's enough. So we're going to sit on the edge of the blanket and then just bring the right shin in front of the left shin. So this would be one what's the word I'm looking for? Not level, one expression. I'm going to call it an expression. So right shin is in front. So we're looking for a little opening in the right hip. What I like about blocks is we can start to hinge forward at the hip crease, and we can use our arms to prop us up and to control where we feel that edge of our comfort, where we know it's nourishing for us. If we find it, we can stay right there, or we can use blocks to prop the head so that we take the pressure out of the neck and we can really just start to sink into that. So if that's what you're doing, that you can do that now. For those of you who are looking for more or have more available in your hips, you can try stacking. Instead of having the right shin out in front, you can try to stack the right foot over the left inner thigh or knee so that your shins are parallel to each other and your feet are both flexed. That's going to create much more of a stretch in that area if it's available to you. Both of these expressions are great to have with blocks nearby. So choose what you're working with, or maybe you're in pigeon. Okay, so with your exhales, through your mouth, nice, slow, controlled exhale. Imagine that those muscles in your right hip are just starting to melt and soften. What's going on in your jaw? Is there any place that could release? Any amount is enough. From wherever you are right now, pull the navel in, pull it in, and start to press yourself up. And when you're ready, you're going to slowly switch to the other side. If you need to straighten that front leg and give it a little jostle first, go for it. And otherwise, we're going to take the same expression on the other side. So what I mean by that is if you have one really tight hip and that one could only have the shin in front, but then your other side is more flexible and you could stack it, I recommend that you don't do that. I recommend you do the same thing on both sides. So if you're in a seated hip opener, just being mindful of those sits bones, that they stay connected as possible to your mat or to your blanket, so that when you hinge forward, your butt's not just kind of floating up off of the mat. You want to stay grounded and rooted and only go down as far as your lower body will allow you to. If you're in pigeon pose, just checking in to make sure that your hips are square to the floor. And if you're kind of leaning off to the side, use the blanket to prop under your hip to keep your hips square. We'll take 2 more deep, full breaths. And on your next exhale, pull the navel in and press yourself up. And then extend that left leg if you like to and just give it a little shake. We are going to come onto our backs now. So have your blanket nearby. What I'll have you do to start actually is take your blanket and roll it so that it's in a cylinder and it's ready for Shavasana. Today I'll have you bring it under your knees if that feels good for you, so you have it ready to go. So just do that, place that off to the side, and then we'll come onto our backs and take a supported legs up pose. So you can use your block for this. And just lift those hips and slide your block. The height is your choice. I always go with the very lowest height. Some people like to do it on the medium height or on the high height. Listening to your body, get that block in just the right place so that your hips can let go. The psoas can open up here, front of the body can soften and open. And then you can stay here in supported bridge, which is a nice, lovely inversion, or you can lift one leg at a time towards the sky, making sure to bring the feet over toward the head so that your abdominals aren't working. And just let your arms open up and let that circulation make its way back to your heart and your lungs after those standing poses. You can move your ankles if you like, or turn your legs inward and outward. You can play here, or you can find stillness. It's up to you. So I don't know about you guys, but I know that personally, my inner world, my inner mood, and how I feel doesn't seem like it matches what's happening in nature, right? We have spring and blossoms, and it's all really beautiful, and usually I feel like springy inside. And I think with the last year, with everything being so challenging and with a lot of unknowns still, my inner spring is still taking some time to catch up to what's happening in nature. And so I say that because poses like this, these inversions, are really, really helpful in supporting mental health and mental wellness, emotional well-being. So I encourage you to take these kinds of poses anytime you need them. We'll go ahead now and bring one foot at a time down toward the mat. Take your time here. We're going to just slide the block out and then place the hips down. And then we'll take a dynamic twist and take you right into Shavasana. So I'd like you to walk your feet to the outer edges of your mat. And you can bring your arms to the side or overhead. I like to bring mine overhead. And we'll just let the knees drop to the left. So your feet will float, the soles of your feet will float off the mat, but the placement of the feet will stay on the edges of the mat. And as you press down through your right knee, you're going to get a nice stretch in that oblique and in the psoas, in the quadricep. And then on your own, you can just bring those knees up through center and then over to the other side, pressing a little more with that left knee. It's nice to take a deep breath into that stretch. Exhale through center, inhale through twist. On your own, take as many of these as you feel that you need. And then on your own time, just find your way to Shavasana. If you need any other movements, go ahead and take those. And I encourage you to use the blanket/bolster under your knees and just let yourself settle into some stillness. Breathing in, I am healing. Breathing out, I am whole. Breathing in, healing energy. Breathe it in, take it in. And as you breathe out, surrender to that truth that you are already whole. Return to wholeness. These few words are enough. If not these words, this breath. If not this breath, this sitting here. This opening to life we have refused again and again until now. Until now. We are not on pause. All of this is the life we are waiting to live. It is happening now. Don't refuse it. Embrace it. When you're ready, start to deepen your breath. Feel the weight of your body on your mat. The flesh and bones, the organs, the tendons, all that makes up your physical body as it houses your soul. And when you're ready, press yourself up to a seated position with your hands wherever feels natural and nourishing for you. Beginning to reorient yourself to your surroundings, noticing if that relationship has changed for you since the beginning of class. We end our session with a closing metta kindness prayer. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be safe. May all beings be loved. May all beings have peace. May it be so. Kenya Hiratzon. Shalom.